He didn't lose his account overnight. He was dismantled, slowly, strategically, by people who had full access to everything he built. The first red flag wasn't the ban, it was silence. Mark stopped replying instantly. Leo started answering with one-word messages. Voice chat stopped, and when money increases, silence means something. Draxon wasn't a big developer, but he was disciplined. 2 years building the same project, updating weekly, listening to feedback, reinvesting Robux into ads. And it was finally working. 1,500 concurrent players, premium payouts climbing, game passes converting at 3 to 4%. They were clearing close to 80,000 Robux monthly. That's when the group dynamic shifted. Mark started talking about fair distribution. He said back-end work mattered more. He said monetization strategy drove growth. That's when the fracture started. 3 weeks later, group funds started fluctuating. Small amounts missing. 2,000 here, 3,000 there. Nothing dramatic, just enough to be dismissed as platform delay. Draxon noticed, but he didn't accuse, because accusing a friend changes the relationship permanently. Then came the screenshots. Not public, private. Mark sent him one first. Bro, why are you moving Robux? It showed Draxon's username, a transaction log. 25,000 Robux transferred. Except the font spacing was wrong. The timestamp format was off. It was edited. But if you didn't know what to look for, it looked legitimate. Leo said he received similar evidence, and then came the real attack. Mass reporting. Within a 2-hour window, multiple accounts reported Draxon for scamming, unauthorized group fund transfers, fraud, exploiting monetization systems. The reports included the fake screenshots, cropped Discord messages, edited chat logs. It was packaged like a case file. This wasn't emotional. It was tactical. 48 hours later. Your account is under review. Then, locked. He still thought it was a misunderstanding. He still believed appeal would fix it. He still believed friendship meant something. But while he was locked out, ownership was transferred, permissions restructured, his admin rights revoked. Mark executed it perfectly. Because here's what most small devs don't realize. If you remove someone's permissions before a ban finalizes, they cannot regain group ownership automatically after appeal. The structure stays, even if the account returns. That was the real play, not the ban. The takeover. He confronted Mark. Mark didn't reply. He called Leo. Leo said, "Bro, I don't know what's going on." Then Leo stopped answering too. Within 24 hours, Draxon was locked out of the group. Ownership transferred, removed from admin panel. His own game, no longer his. And then the final email came. Your account has been permanently terminated. Permanent. No warning, no 3-day suspension, permanent. Mark had been planning it. For weeks, he had access to financial permissions. He moved Robux slowly, small amounts at a time, not enough to trigger alarms, just enough to build a pattern. Then he coordinated a mass report. He and a few alt accounts reported Draxon simultaneously. They submitted the edited screenshots as evidence. The timing mattered. Roblox moderation reacts faster when multiple reports hit at once. It looked organized, because it was. But what made this even more calculated was how carefully Mark prepared the narrative. Before the mass reports, he had already planted in private Discord chats. He casually mentioned that someone had been touching group funds. He didn't say Draxon directly. He implied it. He let suspicion grow slowly. He would say things like, "We need to be careful with permissions," or "Transparency matters when money is involved." Small seeds, strategic ambiguity. So when the screenshots appeared, it didn't feel shocking. It felt like confirmation. That's how you control perception. You don't start with accusation, you start with doubt. Draxon tried to appeal. He sent explanations, proof, transaction logs, original Discord exports. But ownership was already gone. The group had been restructured. Mark and Leo removed his permissions before the ban finalized. That way, even if the appeal worked, he would return with nothing. The appeal was denied. And once the ban happened, Mark moved fast. He posted a public message in the group wall. "We have removed a member due to internal misconduct. We are restructuring to protect the community." He never named Draxon. He didn't have to. Players connected the dots, and silence became guilt. Then came the final psychological move. He changed small things in the game. New logo, new loading screen, slightly altered UI, just enough to signal new era, new leadership, ownership shift. Players adapt quickly, communities move on, and if the game keeps updating, most people don't question what happened. That's the brutal part of digital ecosystems. Continuity matters more than truth. Meanwhile, Draxon watched from outside, unable to log in, unable to comment, unable to defend himself publicly. Every attempt to explain looked like desperation, because once you're labeled a scammer, anything you say sounds like damage control. That's how reputation traps work. He even tried reaching out privately to players who had supported him early. Some believed him. Most didn't respond, because no one wants to associate with someone banned for fraud, even if it was false. What hurt more than losing Robux was losing identity. 2 years of work, 2 years of updates, 2 years of late nights, and now he couldn't even enter his own creation. He tried to start over, new account, new server, new small project. But dev reputation spreads fast, and the label followed him. Scammer, even without proof. And that's when he realized something worse than betrayal. He had built on trust, but he had never built protection. No written agreements, no transaction audits, no restricted permissions, no documented ownership structure, just friendship. And friendship does not survive when money scales faster than loyalty. This wasn't random. It wasn't a glitch. It was a calculated internal takeover. Money exposed the fracture. Permissions gave leverage. Narrative control sealed the outcome. He wasn't banned by strangers. He was framed by his own team. And once the system acted, it was irreversible. Permanent means permanent, not just account, reputation, access, identity. If you think this is rare, the next case involves fake copyright strikes and a coordinated takedown of an entire dev team. And that one is even more organized. Subscribe, because internal betrayal inside Roblox is becoming more strategic and more ruthless.